Ah, that new car smell. For driving fans, the Xbox One launch couldn't get off to a better start than with an all-new entry in Microsoft's premier racing series. It may be getting a jump off the next-gen starting line, but does Forza Motorsport 5 get a clean head start, or stall along the way? Developer Turn 10 knows how to woo the hearts of car lovers. Forza 5 starts off with a test drive in a McLaren P1 and taps the hosts of Top Gear to introduce each series of events with their automotive wit and insight. After you've run through your first set of compact races, you're free to engage the career however you please, choosing between dozens of series focusing on different classes of cars. While most of the excitement comes simply from racing various types of cars, there's a bit of variety thrown in from time to time. Some events have you weaving through autocross obstacle courses, some challenge you to pass as many cars as you can, and there are even some wacky scenarios on the Top Gear test track. Unlike Forza 4, you won't receive a steady stream of free gift cars. Your progress will largely be limited by what you can afford, either through in-game credits or tokens bought with real cash. Saving up credits the old-fashioned way can take a bit of time, but you'll get bonuses for raising the difficulty, turning off driving assists, and staying loyal to your favorite manufacturers. You'll also notice that the fewer times you use the rewind feature to correct mistakes, the less you'll have deducted from your winnings. You can initiate a rival's time trial after finishing any career event, pitting yourself against other players. You'll generally start with your friends and then work your way up the leaderboard with each successive lap. The rival system also extends to events outside of the main career, letting you compete in monthly challenges, autocross courses, and drifting runs as well. Forza 5 offers plenty of ways to revel in the glory of your garage. Every car in the game is now present in Forza Vista, where you can view the vehicles from every angle, pop behind the wheel, rev the engine, check stats, and listen to commentary. Visual customization remains unchallenged and largely unchanged, allowing designers to create elaborate paint jobs, and the game presents you with a selection of popular community creations every time you buy a new car. Similarly, folks that want to go under the hood can either take advantage of the quick upgrade system to raise their favorite car up a rank, or dig deeper to change out individual parts and make minor adjustments. Plus, if you're into tuning, preview stats show you just how all your tweaks will actually affect the handling. While fans may have hoped that Turn 10 would have harnessed the power of the Xbox One to finally allow for night races, dirt tracks, and weather systems, these elements are still absent from Forza Motorsport 5. In fact, many of the game's features have actually been stripped down. The track count has been cut to 14, just over half the number included in the previous game, with favorites like the Nürburgring and Fujimi Kaido left out. At times, the smaller selection results in some real track fatigue. Public multiplayer offers a fair number of different filters whether you want to compete among a group of hatchbacks or go up against any vehicle within a specified class. At this time, there are no playground games, so you won't be engaging in rounds of tag or cat and mouse, but there are multi-class races, drift competitions, and monthly challenges to mix things up, as well as options to set your own restrictions in private matches, provided you have enough friends playing to take advantage of them. Meanwhile, there are just over 200 vehicles compared to the 500 of Forza 4. That's still a lot, and there's a wide variety with compacts, Camaros, Ferraris, and open-wheel racers. What's more troubling is the absolutely underhanded use of DLC in the car selection. Several of the most popular cars have been cherry-picked and held for ransom behind paywalls, and in cases like the Bugatti Veyron and Ford Raptor, you can't even buy them individually. You have to purchase a $20 car pack. Pair that with messages inviting you to try events, only to find out that they require DLC cars, and you can't just help but feel upset at the whole system. Questionable business practices aside, the actual driving in Forza 5 feels phenomenal. Each car is distinct, varying in their sense of weight distribution, grip, braking, and so on. You get a real sense of joy from sliding through a turn in an Evo or breaking the 200-mile-per-hour mark in a focused racing machine. Even fighting the hefty weight of a Range Rover can be exhilarating. Not everyone will enjoy the vibrating sensation of the Xbox One's new impulse triggers, but the feedback is definitely valuable in determining just how close you're getting to the edge of control. The new Drivatar system observes your driving style to create a virtual driver that represents you in other players' games, bringing in earnings every evening based on its results. Racing against the virtual doppelgangers of other players is far more dynamic and unpredictable than traditional AI, but not always in a good way. Simply put, most players aren't professional drivers. They don't care if they bump AI cars, and neither do their Drivatars. With the game tracking so much data on you, it'd be nice if there were filters to compete against like-minded drivers, or if more was done to discourage roughhousing. However, these issues can be considered growing pains in a system that is actively growing and changing. With refinements, this type of imitative AI could pave the way for more games to come. Graphically, Forza stands as a clear showcase for a new generation of gaming consoles, with finely detailed cars, sharp resolution, gorgeous reflections, and smooth performance that only dips during split screen. After some time with the game, you'll eventually start to notice that road textures can be a bit blurry when you're behind the wheel, and damage isn't very convincing. On the audio front, developer Turn 10 has taken the extra effort to provide a cinematic soundtrack, but it just feels out of place and overdramatic. During races, it just doesn't work, and you'll be much better served by turning it off and listening to the rumbles and purrs of each machine's distinct engine. In order to make room for next-gen growth, Forza Motorsport 5 comes in riding lighter than past entries in the series, but despite these big cuts, there's still a hefty driving game with lots to do. Despite infuriating DLC practices, Forza remains a fantastic drive, and with some improvements, Drivatars could set a new path for competitive AI.